This poem is called Mary's Need. I love this. Something really beautiful about Islam. Rumi, our poet, is part of a mystical branch of Islam known as Sufi. If you study religion, you might know that there have been many different Christianities in the past. In ancient times, thousands of years ago, there were many different branches of Christianity. And I'm not talking about the sects that exist today, which are all part of the one that survived. And those are the sects that agreed to the Nicene Creed about the Trinity of the Holy Father, Son, and the Spirit. But interestingly, one of those branches, which also took inspiration from the indigenous traditions of the Middle East, became Islam. So Islam does accept Jesus as part of their religion, but in a different sense. So we'll have a Muslim describing some of the beautiful qualities of Jesus, or in this case, his mother. This poem is called Mary's Need. It was Mary's painful need that made the infant Jesus begin to speak from the cradle. Whatever grew has grown for the sake of those in need, so that a seeker might find the thing they sought. If God Most High has created the heavens, He has created them for the purpose of satisfying needs. Wherever a pain is, that's where the cure goes. Wherever poverty is, that's where provision goes. Wherever a difficult question is, that's where the answer goes. Wherever a ship is, water goes to it. Don't seek the water. Increase your thirst, so water may gush forth from above and below, until the tender-throated babe is born. How should the milk for it flow from the mother's breast? It's very beautiful. This poem is called Core and Rind. I once went to a restaurant called Cora's, and they sold crepes. That was their specialty. And I ordered a crepe that had apples in it, but they included all of the apple cores for some reason. It was hard to eat. And I looked up at the table and I said, well, now I know why they call it Cora's. Anyway, this is the poem Core and Rind. The core of every fruit is better than its rind. Consider the body to the rind, and its friend the spirit to be the core. After all, the human being has a goodly core. Seek it for one moment. If you are of those inspired by the divine breath, lastly, let's read Fear of Yourself. Everyone's death is of the same quality as themselves. To the enemy of God, an enemy. To the friend of God, a friend. Your fear of death and fleeing from it is really your fear of yourself. Pay attention, dear soul. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Ruminations. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to read with you the beautiful poetry of the mystical branch of Islam, Sufi.